G'day folks, welcome back to Dune Awakening. Hope you guys are doing well. I am starting pretty much where we left off in the previous episode. We're out in the shoal area, but if you have noticed, I have actually put on a swatch for my entire armor set here. Decided to sort of just play around with the customization, so I've got the Atreides colors going on right now. And yeah, we're going to see if we can make our way to the wreck of the Delphis. So, but, you know, since we're here, we may as well also do an assault of Acheron, or Echoes of Acheron, or whatever this place is called. Sorry, Edge of Acheron, rather. And yeah, grab a few more bits and pieces that we need for the Assault Ornithopter. But while we do that, I will sort of talk through what I have been doing between episodes, and I've been very busy looking for spice sand, and just making sure that that we have enough of a supply of spice sand so that we can continue to make higher tech stuff, and also we do need quite a bit of spice sand for... goodness me, sorry, getting a little bit busy here. There we go. Alright. Now that we can breathe a little bit, yeah, so the spice sand is also needed for some of the heavy-duty lubricant, which is essentially needed for some of those bigger turbines that we've been using to power the base. We've got a couple now, so I'm thinking of getting rid of some of the generators that we also have, because I'm thinking they probably won't really be needed anymore. A couple of big whiffs there, unfortunately. Oh no, okay. Revive.
Hostile revealed.
Goodness me. Alright. Okay, that was decent. Oh, let me get out of the way here. I do want as much stamina as I can to try and fight this guy.
Shields on.
There we go. Alright. I don't think we're in the clear just yet. There might be a few more enemies. Maybe off in that direction. But yeah, let's collect. And, you know, surprisingly, this place isn't too bad to deal with. I initially was a bit afraid that we could encounter other players here, but I have not even a single time encountered any other players, and therefore needed to engage in any of the well, any of the PvP, really, in this game, which, you know, I was sort of looking forward to a little bit. I'm not entirely sure if perhaps maybe most people have moved on from this area to do PvP.
Who goes there? Where's backup?
One more guy here. Grab that. Good times, good times. Alright. There we go. Stabby stab. Now, I think we may have looted everything. Maybe just this is left. Let me just double check, because... yeah, there is a chest down here as well. Yeah, I did get that, didn't I? Alright, so now that that's all done, we should try to make our way over in this general direction over here. I do need to break out our Orni, because, yeah, we do need to fly over there for a little bit. Now, one other thing that I didn't exactly show you guys between episodes, I did find myself a new shield generator, a Mark V one, so I am using that now, but everything else is still pretty stock standard. I did have to make a new Decalitergon, because my old one broke with the amount of times that I've been sort of taking water in and out of it. Okay, so here we are irradiated already, so I'm gonna need to pop this on. And yeah, we're gonna need to be quick about this, because definitely can't stay here for too long. We do have enemies in this area, apparently. And I don't think the rad suit provides us with as much protection as our armor, so probably want to try and deal with these guys quickly. Oh my god, alright. Okay, and I'm actually running out of healing items. Oh man, okay. That's pretty bad. Actually, this is very bad because... oh no. There, our Orni's there. Okay, we can't spawn for another 42 seconds, apparently? I could spawn here, but I don't mind waiting another 42 seconds. Right, I didn't realize that there were limitations on how often you can spawn in certain areas. Okay, so let's try this again. It is definitely a little bit difficult because we are wearing the rad suit. I wonder if I should just simply go back to wearing normal armor. I can probably deal with a bit of radiation.
Who's that?
My goodness. Okay, back again. Let's see. Let's try going in with armor. And yes, I do have a limited amount of time, I guess. But what we could do is we could always sort of like dip out once we've taken care of some of these enemies. The heavy is really the one that we need to look out for. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. Let's get in there. Okay, radiation is a problem. There we go. Alright. So, going to just quickly duck out of this place. Let me put this on. Just to delay it a little bit more. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we're out right here. That's good to know. But my rad suit is also about to break. So yeah, this is a bit horrendous for us. And I suppose maybe I'm losing a lot of durability from stuff because I've died. Yeah. Let's just wait a little bit more. I will probably just go back in with normal armor. So we're supposed to recover the container in the Delphis. I guess this is it?
Hey, Ollie. Don't know if anyone will find this message, but if they do, I hope it makes its way to you. Looks like I'm not going to make this week's card game. A big Harkonnen force ambushed our convoy. They obviously knew where we'd be. Don't know how many ships we lost, but I'm guessing a lot. I survived the crash, but we had a major drive breach. Radiation is off the charts. I'm as good as dead already. Just wanted to send a message to all the guys. It's been an honor serving with you all. Especially you, Ollie. You always had my back. Hope you get through all this and get back to Caladan real soon. Raise a glass of the good stuff for me when you can.
There you go, wreck of the Delphis. That was a bit of an ordeal, not gonna lie. Right, so we do need to go see Thufir again, and I guess we shall do that. I do want to go home initially, just because I think it's probably time to gather up a bit of water and also repair quite a few things that are about to break, and then we shall proceed from there. Thufir, we are back, and we've got a bit of a sample for you.
Sorry. Occupational hazard.
Here, I've secured the bad spice.
Show me, but very carefully.
You've accomplished the impossible, or at least the improbable. More to the point, I think you're ready.
Well, it wasn't exactly easy. We did die a few times there trying to get that, but I think that was more me just doing a whole bunch of misplays. I keep forgetting to turn on our shields every single time I re-engage into combat. Anyway, ready for what?
This bad spice is important enough to warrant Imperial influence.
Imperial influence? Are you certain?
I became suspicious of the Emperor's sudden declaration of a non-combat zone in the very place containing the bad spice canisters. This changes everything. This moves us to a bigger game board, or we just might save my house.
What are you saying?
I am saying it is past time you meet Duke Leto Atreides.
Leto? Okay. Well, I think I'm ready. Oh, bit stuttery there. Bit unfortunate. Oh, we're signing a contract. I guess we're going all the way then. Okay, we're dismissed, apparently. So what does that mean exactly? Does that mean that there are no more house quests, or... Let me just take a look. Inventory. Okay, we're at level 5. Is that the highest level? I'm not sure. Let me take a look at the journal. The fall of the Proteus. No, I think that's just the tutorial stuff. Choosing a side. Undertake and progress a task for a great house. Okay. Participate in the Landsrad. Oh, I wonder why we haven't completed this one. We have traveled to the wreck of the Delphis, but I guess we can do that again at some point. The doomed Delphis. Yeah, okay. I think this might actually be the end. No other quests. Pledge allegiance to your house. Nice. Does that mean I'm locked away from getting any of the Harkonnen skins and like build options? Possibly. Though I hear there could be a way to get it in a different method. But I might research that on my own. So I guess the next thing that we could do is to check out this 7th trial. And I actually have located where we need to go. So I'll actually see you guys when we get back to the Haga Basin. Righto folks, we are back in the Haga Rift because the next trial, I believe, should be accessible from one of these sort of cave openings. I'm just not entirely sure where exactly, but we will try to find a place to park the Orni, and, well, we might need to go on foot for a little bit. So let's just figure out where would be the most appropriate place to park, and we'll get out soon after. I believe maybe it could be just down this way. It does say that we need to go further down even, so perhaps maybe it's around here somewhere. So let's park right here, and we'll see if we can find this next trial. Let me just grab that and tuck you away. Okay. Maybe through here somewhere? Yeah, okay, this looks promising. The Weeping Chasm. Okay, there's a couple of entry points. Actually, this leads all the way back out. Oh, goodness me. That scared me. Alright, I don't think that's the right way. This is probably the way right here. So let's see if we can delve further. Yeah, if there's some fabric over there, then I suspect there are actually enemies in here. I get that headshot. Very nice. Oh, there's a pathway up this way as well.
Reveal yourself. Enemy sighted.
Good stuff. And one thing that I completely forgot to do while I did swing by the base before is to top up on more healing items, because I was running low after having died a couple of times trying to get that tainted spice. Let's see if we can try to find some more loot. Okay, there's the trial over there. Grab all of this. The medium blood sacks. I mean, we don't need it, but I could always maybe recycle that. In fact, I should really be recycling a lot more stuff more regularly. I know I have a tendency of just not picking up absolutely everything that I see, but I think I should make a bit more of a habit of picking up a few more bits and pieces here and there. Probably don't need the metal though. Ooh, yeah, that's a painful way to go. Alright, so up this way. Alright, an actual trial. I like it. Okay. Don't know what we're about to learn, but looking forward to it.
Why were we created? Ibn Qirtaiba. The weight of a kindly god is a fearful thing. Do you understand, Wali? Our god gave us the Hulasikali Wala, the wind that eats flesh, and the words of the Kitab al-Ibar carry shelter always against the coming of Kralizek. Bila Kaifa.
Ah, right. Okay. So we're learning about these, I don't know what they're called exactly, a Fremen tent of some kind, which I think it helps you conserve water, but also pretty much protects you from any damage taken during any sandstorms.
We were
Ooh,
exiled from Nilotic al-Urobra for our unwillingness to fight.
How do I use the actual thing? Oh, no. Perhaps maybe I just need to press on seek shelter.
For our willingness to forgive.
Oh, there we go.
For our willingness to forget.
Okay. Yeah, it hasn't exactly told us how to use the item specifically, but I guess we're about to learn. I'm probably gonna need to craft the thing first.
Mine enemies are like green blades eaten down, that did stand in the path of the tempest. Hast thou not seen what our Lord did?
Oh, there it is, down here.
The weight of a kindly God is a fearful thing. Why did God create us? We are the action and knowledge of God, and He has prepared the way.
Alright, next. Suppose we need to go through here. Whoa. Okay, look at that. Big worm.
Ibn Kirtaiba, the typhoon's struggle comes. Why were we created?
To survive Kralizek, the war at the end of the universe.
To survive Kralizek, the war at the end of the universe. Yahya Shuhada. Remember Nilotic al-Urobra. Bila Kaifa.
Very cool. Yeah, I wonder what kind of materials we're going to need to make this. Righto, that's the 7th trial, so... Oh, okay, I thought there would be 10 trials, but apparently there is a final test. And we need to find the cave to the final test. So, I'm not entirely sure where that would be, but assuming it would probably be somewhere within this area, or maybe even in the Udum. We'll try and find it, obviously, because that's essentially the only main story that we have to go by. So, I am going to head back home, though, because I do have a few things to do there. So I'll meet you guys when we get there. And we are back at our home. Just like that. Man, I love piloting around ornithopters. It just makes the game so much more accessible. Let's put the ornithopter away. And I think at this point, perhaps maybe it's time for a little bit of graduation from the old ornithopter, and perhaps maybe we can take a look at whether or not we can construct an entire assault ornithopter. I'm hoping that I have all of the materials that we need for it, but, you know, if not, we can try to work our way there, obviously. But let me grab some fuel, because we're going to need to fuel the ornithopter anyway. And I also need to grab some of the other ornithopter parts that I've already sort of gathered. There is a assault ornithopter thruster, and I'm not entirely sure if I really want to use this. I think I am more partial towards using something that's going to give us a bit more storage. So let's take a look at what else we have here. Assault Ornithopter Engine, I could take that. And I'm just wondering whether or not there's anything else that I can use that's just sitting here. I don't think there's anything else, to be honest. It might just be the engine that I might be able to use, which is not too bad because, you know, I found a Scout Ornithopter engine before, and, you know, it's lasted us this long, so my thought is that perhaps maybe this might last as long as well, and maybe we won't ever need to make one, but you never know. You never know. Alright, so here we are, Assault Ornithopter. I did also research the storage for it as well, so we'll try and make that if we can, but let's try and get all of the pieces in. Now, one thing that I'm not sure of is whether or not I need the cabin. It says that it includes seating for 2 passengers, so I don't really know if this is a necessity, but if it is, well, we can always sort of come back to it. I'm just hoping that I have enough duraluminum required, and obviously everything else that we might need. Cobalt paste is looking very, very sketchy there. The tail, yep, and then wings. Okay, right, so I'm gonna need a bit more cobalt paste to be able to make the ornithopter wings, unfortunately. So I'm gonna do a little bit of prep work to try and get that to happen. So I'll see you guys when we're back. Righto guys, so we have finally constructed all of the pieces for the Assault Ornithopter. It's too heavy to carry all at once, so I've got a whole bunch sitting here as well. But we're going to try and assemble everything right now, and hopefully we will have ourselves an Ornithopter, finally. So yeah, this seems like a decent enough area, so let's get that in. We've got the cabin, and to my surprise, there is actually a requirement for 3 blades, or wings rather, instead of 2 for each side. I guess this thing's a lot bigger and needs a lot more lift, so makes a bit of sense. So let's get all of that in. And let's grab the remaining pieces here. And I did end up getting the additional storage module for it as well, so I feel like that's probably going to be the thing that I use more regularly, considering I haven't exactly encountered PvP just yet. And I know there are like weapon modules that you can install. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure why you would want that, aside from obviously maybe assaulting enemy bases and stuff, but I guess it's going to be a bit expensive to use that. But maybe we can sort of play around with it when we get the chance. Let's get the engine in and the generator in as well. Yeah, okay, there we go. Fantastic, so we should be able to get in, but I will quickly refuel this. So I've got 1 medium-sized fuel cell. I don't know how much fuel that is exactly. Okay, it's only about 50% of the way there, so maybe we'll get to make like some large fuel cells eventually. I'm hoping. But yeah, here it is. Oh my god, this thing is... yeah, I can already feel it. It is much, much heavier than the Scout Ornithopter. I'm just wondering whether or not we can exceed 750 meters in altitude. No, doesn't look like it. Let's give this a spin, just to, you know, play around with it a little bit. And perhaps maybe we can go to a few places just to do a few random activities. Maybe I'll go out to the dunes over here just to see if we can find any spice sand. And if we do, obviously we'll grab some of that. And maybe I'll use this to just quickly clear a base or something. That might not be a bad activity, just as a, you know, a test flight, a maiden voyage, if you will. Yeah, don't really see too much spice sand. It can be hit and miss with the spice sand, unfortunately, so you gotta kind of get a little bit lucky. Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about the Assault Orni just yet, guys, because I'm feeling like this thing is really heavy and it doesn't move as quickly. I was just looking at the top speed there. I reckon it's about 150 or so, maybe? But it keeps dropping. So it's a bit difficult to maintain a decent speed. I do see a little bit more spice sand over there, and obviously there's some right here, so it might not be a bad idea for us to see if we can gather this. Obviously want to be very careful and not lose my Assault Orni to a sandworm. Yeah, and I feel like we've finally gotten to a point where the gathering of spice becomes quite critical for a lot of the operations that we've got going on in the base. And there's a lot of equipment that we also need to make using the spice melange. So, yeah, this is a decent activity for us to start. Take that. And yeah, no signs of sandworms just yet. There's probably a little bit more there that I could have tried to get, but I'm not gonna fuss over little scraps of it. And we may as well store this since we've got quite a lot of storage. So this thing can probably carry a lot more than the Scout Ornithopter, I'm thinking. But whether or not it's worth the trade-off of the speed, that I question. So perhaps maybe the only reason why we would use the Assault Horny is literally its namesake, to assault something. Which means that we'll be playing around with some of the weapon modules at some point. Maybe not this episode, maybe in the next episode or the one after we can play around with, you know, making some of the weapons for it and seeing how that all operates. Maybe what we could do using the Assault Ornithopter is to even clear out enemy bases before we even land. Because that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I'm surprised that we haven't attracted any worms just yet, so usually when I'm doing this, I always get like a worm appearing, you know, every, I don't know, couple of minutes or so. They are a little bit pesky when we're trying to gather up the spice sand. Alright, let's deposit a little bit more. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if we can try to use the Orni to, I guess, approach like an enemy stronghold, and we'll see if we can just simply clear it out. Okay, just parking here for a second, and I just wanted to see if we can maybe apply a swatch to this thing. Put the Atreides colors on. You know, since we're part of the house and everything now, so... Okay. Looking a lot better now. Yeah, this thing is huge, all things considered. So yeah, I may end up sort of just parking the Assault Orni and only using it when we need it. And I might still continue using the Scout Ornithopter a little bit more regularly for day-to-day activities. Now, let me just throw a few things in here. I am worried about the fuel consumption as well, because it seems to need quite a bit. Alright, let's continue to process some spice, and let's take a look at our water reserves. Still looking alright. Okay, I'm gonna choose a nice spot to just attack, and we'll do that, and then we'll come back and decide on what to do next. Yeah, this thing definitely loses altitude very, very quickly. So as much as I am happy that we've finally managed to make an assault ornithopter, I don't know how often I'm actually going to be using it. I think realistically, the scout one is much better for day-to-day. Alright, let's leave that there. And let's see if we can assault this place and get the intel. I reckon that's going to be the episode, guys, after we finish up here. So, just talking about what we're going to be doing in future episodes, I do have a few bits and pieces in terms of building to do back at base. I was thinking of doing it in this episode, but perhaps maybe we can wait till the next episode to do that. Don't have to do it in this one, considering where we are at. And after that, well, I'm going to need to try and figure out, you know, where the, I would like to say, main quest takes us. There is a final trial. I don't know where the location is of the final trial just yet. So I need to hopefully find that, and then we can obviously do that as an activity in one of the future episodes, but I'm thinking maybe we need to try and figure out how to participate in the Landsrad, and I'm not 100% sure what that means. Maybe there's stuff in Arakeen, or perhaps maybe in Hako Village that we need to check out, and then that might allow us to continue. Love how these guys just sort of like pause for a second. And they're like, who are you? Oh, okay. Why do we have two different factions here? Oh, these guys are attacking. Yeah, they're attacking each other. Why not? Goodbye. Okay, that was a little bit messy. We take the beer? We may as well, because we're gonna need to restore our prescience gauge. What else might be here? I guess maybe there's more stuff above. I don't know if the Dune men here that just came in, whether or not that was sort of triggered by us coming into this space. or whether or not that was just a bad coincidence. Okay, I think we're done with this place. Let's leave. Yeah, there's a few issues with this game being a little bit buggy here and there, because, like, I don't know what's going on with all of this stuff being highlighted. So hopefully, hopefully that'll disappear when we load into the game next time. But yeah, I'm going to need to store the ornithopter into our structure, obviously, so we'll do that. And you can already tell how little space we have for bigger vehicles such as this one, which means that we're going to need to think about expanding even more. I've got some ideas of how we might do that, but yeah, I have only just completed the build so far, so I'm not going to rush into another big session of, you know, expanding. But I do want to get, like, things such as lighting and additional furniture and all that sort of stuff in. Perhaps maybe there's a few areas here and there that might need fixing up a little bit. Yeah, this thing is really slow in comparison. I'm not used to how slow it is. Throw some fuel in there. Yeah, I'm just judging on how much space this needs as well to land. Bit tricky. Yeah, it is really chunky, isn't it? I'm thinking if we do expand a little bit more, we might need to extend some of the landing platforms out even more, which I don't mind doing, to give us a little bit of extra space. But yeah, that gives us a bit of an idea of what we need to do. So yeah, I might need to extend the landing platforms everywhere, really, to accommodate for the assault ornithopter. That is if I plan to land them on those landing platforms in the first place, but obviously we need to keep it in here, so let's do that. Alright, there we go. I think this is going to be the episode, guys, so when we come back, yeah, hopefully we'll figure out what we want to do next in terms of... Oh, what's going on? What the hell is going on? Am I getting withdrawal symptoms or something? What the hell is going on? Look at that, like gigantic figures off in the distance as well. Holy hell. I was not expecting that at all. Alright, well, I think we are safe for the moment. So I know there's a bit of a meter on spice addiction, right? So I'm not sure where we can keep a track of that exactly. And whether or not there's a way to reduce spice addiction, because perhaps maybe that's a symptom of it. Anyway, I was about to sign out, but all that stuff happened. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop any likes or comments that you might have. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.